There was once a man who did not believe in either the virgin birth of Christ or the spiritual meaning behind it. He was skeptical even about God, and he and his family lived in a farm community. His wife was a devout believer and diligently raised her children in the faith. He sometimes gave her a hard time about her belief and mocked her religious observance. It's all nonsense, he said. Why would God lower himself, become a human like us? It's such a ridiculous story. One snowy day, she and the children left for church while he stayed home, and after they had departed, the winds grew stronger, the snow turned into a blinding snowstorm. He sat down to relax before the fire for the evening. Then he heard a loud thump, something hitting against the window, and still another thump. He looked outside but could not see anything, so he ventured outside for a better view. In the field near his house, he saw, of all the strangest things, a flock of geese. They were apparently flying south for a warmer area down there, but they had been caught in the snowstorm. The storm had become too blinding and violent for the geese to fly or see their way. They were stranded on his farm with no food or shelter, unable to do more than flutter their wings and fly aimlessly in circles. He had compassion for them. He wanted to help them. He thought to himself, the barn would be a great place for them to stay. It is warm and safe, and surely they could spend the night and wait out the storm. So he opened the barn doors for them. He waited, watching them, hoping they would notice the open barn and go inside. Nevertheless, they did not notice the barn or realize what it could mean for them. So he moved closer toward them to get their attention, but they just moved away from him out of fear. He went into the house, came back with some bread, broke it up, made a bread trail to the barn. They still did not catch on. Sounds like some of us. Starting to get frustrated, he went over and tried to shoo them in. But they panicked and scattered in every direction except the barn. Nothing he did could get them to go into the barn where there was warmth and safety and shelter. Feeling totally frustrated, he explained, "Why don't they follow me? Can't they see? This is the only place where they can survive the storm. How can I possibly get them into one place to save them?" He thought for a moment and realized that they would just not follow a human being. He said to himself, how can I possibly save them? The only way would be for me to become like those geese. If only I could become like one of them, then I could save them. They would follow me and I would lead them safely. At that moment, he stopped and considered what he had said. The words echoed in his mind. If only I could become like one of them, then I could save them. Then at last, he understood God's heart towards mankind. He fell on his knees in the snow. We were like the geese, blind, gone astray, perishing. God became like us so he could show us the way and make a way available to save us. That is the meaning of Christmas. And he finally realized that in his heart. As the winds and blinding snow abated, his heart became quiet as he pondered. He understood what Christmas was all about. He knew why Christ had to come. Suddenly, years of doubt and disbelief were shattered as he humbly and tearfully bowed down in the snow and embraced the true meaning of Christmas. It is amazing to me that God loved the world so much that he would go through all the trouble to leave heaven, all of its glory, and come willingly to earth and die on a cross to redeem a sinner like me. Yes, it is amazing, but true. John 3:16 and 17 declares, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Praise the Lord.